Have you ever wondered why AI suddenly got so much better after 2017? It wasn't just bigger datasets, it was a fundamental shift in architecture. Today, we're moving away from the sequential limits of RNNs to explore the parallel power of the transformer. My name is Paulo, and in this video I'm going to walk you through my implementation of attention from scratch, focusing on industrial grade stability and mathematical precision. So, back in 2017, the state of the art for text generation relied on LSTMs and GRUs. Both are RNN architectures, but they faced a major bottleneck. First, we couldn't parallelize the training because we had to process tokens one by one. In these models, h sub t depends on h sub t minus 1, and the sequential nature prevented GPUs from reaching their full potential. Second, there was the vanish gradient problem, because we had to process long sequential chains. It was common for the model to forget information from the initial steps by the time to reach the 100th token. So, basically what we need back then was a way to process the work sequences simultaneously, a way to fully parallelize the training process. Those goals were pushed by in other architectures, like convolutional neural networks. While CNNs allows for parallelization, they require stacking many layers to capture long-range dependencies because each kernel only sees a local neighborhood. This makes capturing relationships between distant tokens difficult. Scaling linearly or logarithmically would still lead to vanishing gradient and information loss. So, the solution was a radical shift. Attention is all you need. The core idea was to replace recurrency entirely with attention layers. But how does it work? The architecture is divided into an encoder and a decoder. The encoder uses self-attention to understand the relationships between words in the input. The decoder then uses cross-attention, where it points a laser at the specific parts of the encoder maps needed to generate the next words in the sentence. Another critical component is the masked attention in the decoder. This isn't for shuffling data, it's for causality. It prevents the model from cheating by looking at the future tokens during training, ensuring it only learns from the past, not the future. To keep the training stable, we use layer normalization, which prevents gradients from becoming too erratic. And why multi-head? Because it allows the model to attend to different types of information in different subspaces simultaneously. One head might focus on local relationships, while another looks at the global context. Finally, we use residual connections, the add in add and norm. This creates a shortcut for the original signal to flow through the deep network, preventing the degradation of information as we add more layers. And to bring it all together, we have the scaled dot product formula, as you can see as query dot key transposed divided by squared of d sub k dot value. So, as you can see, we have a division by the squared of d sub k. Why we do that? Because if the values are too large, the softmax function enters a region where its gradient is almost zero, effectively killing the learning process. By scaling down, we keep the gradient's health. Then we can compute the final formula as attention of query key value equals to softmax of the scaled dot product formula. The softmax then returns a matrix of attention weights, or probabilities. So let's take a look at the code now. Here in components.py, we have implementation of three classes. a manual layer norm, a feed-forward, and a positional encoding. The manual layer norm is implementation of learning of a layer normalization from scratch. It receives two args, the dimension of the input embedding and epsilon, a tiny value added to the denominator to prevent division by zero. So the forward implementation in this class is based on three steps. First, we calculate the mean and the standard deviation of the features for each token. Then, we subtract the mean and divide by the standard deviation. And we multiply by gamma and add beta. The return, as you can see, is mapped here. Then the feed-forward is a standard feed-forward network used in transformers block, mapped here. It receives three args, the input and output dimension, a hidden layer dimension that usually is 4 times larger than the model, a dropout, a probability of temporarily turning off neurons to prevent the model from memorizing training data. The implementation of forward is really simple. It's return a linear of the dropout and activation of the linearity. The positional encoding injects information about the order of tokens into the sequence. Since the attention mechanism treats all tokens as a set, we must mark each token with its position in the sentence. We do this before the data enters the transformer blocks. So how it works? It creates a unique pattern using sine and cosine waves of different frequencies. This pattern is added directly to the word embeddings. It receives three args, D-model, dropout, and max length. Max length is the maximum sentence length supported by this pre-calculated pattern. Then we have the attention.py that residues the core of implementation. Here we have the multi-head attention class that is an implementation from scratch. This is the engine of the transformers. It allows the model to focus on different parts of the input sequence simultaneously by splitting embedding's dimension into multiple heads. So we have three args here. First, we have the embedding DIN, non-head, and dropout. Here we have a cert that ensure the dimension can be evenly split across heads. This is super important to ensure multi-head attention process. Then we have a reset parameters here using Xavier uniform and biases to 0. Then we have a forward process that is in 5 steps. The first stage is projection. We create the query key and value matrix from the input. Then we splitting and transposing reshaped into the God shape that is batch, reds, sec, and the dimension. We have then the attention calculation, that is the query dot key transposed. And we have the softmax and weighting. We normalize the scores and multiply by V. Recombination. Concatenate all reds and apply final projection. Since the multi-head attention is parallelized, this step is important to guarantee the combination of the all subheads. Then we have the transformer blocks. This is a full transformer encoder block with pre-normalization. This is the standard building block of modern transform architectures. Combines multi-head attention and a feed-forward network using residual connection and normalization for stability. We have a normalization, attention, add, norm, feedforward, and add, as you can see in the forward process. Then we have the parity check. This basically tests our implementation with the Torch implementation. As you can see by running this script, the parity check pasted. So our implementation is basically equal the Torch implementation. Then we have the test positional script. This script basically tests the positional encoding process. As you can see in this chart, we have a sinusoidal position encoding pattern based on embedding dimension and the sequential position. So it worked too. Then in the main.py script, we have the full pipeline testing. So let's run it. Then we generate a heat map in this project. As you can see, the heat map shows us the principal key and query values that is the most important for the attention layer implementation. So this project isn't just about recreating a paper. It's about understanding the industrial requirements of modern AI: numerical stability, hardware efficiency, and mathematical precision. Check the documentation in the doc folder for the full technical deep dive. Thanks you all for watching.